Hi, and welcome to Friday Fairy Tales and Folk Tales. Today's reading is The Littlest Martyoshka, and these are called nesting dolls. And what a nesting doll is usually made out of wood. The story comes from Russia, but the dolls are normally made out of wood. And you open up the doll and you put a smaller version inside of that. And inside the next doll, you put another smaller version down the line. So you would open up the doll and there would be several dolls in them by each opening them up. And they're called nesting dolls because they rest inside of each other. So let's go with our story today. There's lots of these types of stories here at the library. You're welcome to download some on our from our website, or you can come in and check some out here in the library. So there's different versions, but this is the one I'm reading today. In a small shop in a snowy village in Russia, Nikolai, the doll maker, was carving his last Martyoshka. From one piece of soft wood, he shaped 6 nesting dolls, each one fitting inside of the other. They all opened up in the middle and were hollow inside, except for the littlest. She was the size of a bumblebee, and she was made of the heart of the sweet-smelling wood. Nikolai painted each doll's black shiny hair and black shining eyes. He painted each doll's red dress and yellow shawl. He painted a fancy flower on the front of each doll's white apron and a smile on each doll's face. You are 6 sisters, he said, as he set them along the workbench in a line from the biggest to the littlest. And he named each one, touching his finger to the top of her head: Anna, Olga, Varka, Vanda, Nadia, and Nina. He put Nina inside of Nadia, and Nadia inside of Vanda, and Vanda inside of Varka, and Varka inside of Olga, and Olga inside of Anna. Anna had a pedestal base, so she could not fit inside any other doll. She had the fanciest flower on the front of her apron and the wisest look in her eyes. Goodbye, Anna, said Nikolai, and he kissed her forehead. Keep your sisters safe beside you, and may you find a happy home. Then he set them off to a toy shop in America. On the long journey across the sea, Nina slept inside of Nadia, and Nadia slept inside of Vanda, and Vanda slept inside of Varka, and Varka slept inside of Olga, and Olga slept inside of Anna. Anna kept her shiny eyes wide open. She saw only darkness until she was unpacked from her box at a toy shop in America. There were other Martyoshkas on the shelf by the front door. Some were bigger and some were smaller, and Anna could only guess how many sisters they each held inside. Other Martyoshkas makers carved 4 or 8 or even 10 dolls inside of each other. But Nikolai always carved 6, for 6, he believed, was a lucky number. The toy shop owner opened up Anna and set her and all of her sisters in a line from the biggest to the littlest along the front of the display. Nina, the littlest, was on the very end of the shelf, too close to the edge. One March day, the very end of winter, a shopper in a puffy coat brushed up against the shelf, and Nina was knocked right off. No one noticed except for Nina's sisters, but there was nothing they could do. They could not lift their painted arms to reach out for Nina, or open their painted lips to cry for help. Nina rolled to the doorway of the shop, and then in the bustle, she was kicked outside by a customer as he left. It had begun snowing, and soon Nina was covered up by snow. In the morning, the shopkeeper shoveled the sidewalk in front of the toy store. Nina was shoveled right out into the street. And later that day, the snowplow came and pushed all the snow into a pile. The pile was shoved up onto a dump truck. Nina, nestled in the snow, only saw whiteness. The muffled sound of the truck reminded her of the ship's engine, and she dreamed she was on the sea again and on her way to America. The truck dumped all the snow on top of a big pile outside of town. That evening, the shopkeeper discovered that the littlest Martyoshka was missing. He looked everywhere, but he could not find her. So he put Nadia inside of Vanda, and Vanda inside of Varka, and Varka inside of Olga, and Olga inside of Anna. And he put the Martyoshka on the sale table. The next day, a little girl named Jessie came to the toy shop with money from her grandfather that had sent her for her birthday. She had seen the dolls on display in the store several weeks before and longed for one. She was turning away when the shopkeeper pointed out Anna. "The little stall is missing," said the shopkeeper, "so I'll have to give you it for half price." Jessie had just enough money to buy them. When she got home, she set the dolls along her dresser in a line, from the biggest to the littlest. At night, she put a little ball of cotton inside of Nadia so she wouldn't feel empty inside. Then she put Nadia inside of Vanda, and Vanda inside of Varka, and Varka inside of Olga, and Olga inside of Anna. And she set Anna by the window so she could look out at the moonlight, snowy fields, and the star-filled sky. Anna kept her shiny eyes wide open, watching for Nina and remembering Nikolai's soft voice. "Keep your sister safe inside of you." Nina spent the night in the snow pile. In the quiet of the early morning, spring took place of winter. The sun came out, and the great fall began. The snow above Nina started to melt, and soon she could see the sunlight making its way through the icy crystals. By the next afternoon, all the snow around Nina had melted away, and for a while she lay in a little puddle in a pocket of snow. When that snow melted, she was carried along into the rivulet of melted snow down the hillside to a stream. Nina rolled and tumbled along in the current. She had glimpses of the sky and glimpses of the sandy bottom and glimpses of the rocks she whooshed by. A roar in the distance grew louder and louder. It wasn't a truck. It wasn't the engine of a ship. It was a waterfall. Suddenly, Nina was caught up in a rush of water, and then she flew off into space and came down into the foaming surf. She was pounded deep into the water, but popped up and was carried off down the stream once again. The stream widened and branched into two. Nina traveled up one fork to an inlet. She floated gently along in the slow current. A great blue heron, back from the south now that the ice had melted, was hunting in the shallows. He spotted Nina and snapped her up. When he discovered she wasn't anything to eat, he flicked her away. She landed in a cluster of oak leaves on the shore. It was good to be on land again, and Nina was happy that she had come to rest face up so she could watch the darkening sky and the arrival of the moon and the stars. She thought about Nadia and Vanda and Varka and Olga and Anna. The face of the moon reminded her of Anna's face, round and wise, and she felt comforted. There she is, right over here. In the morning, a squirrel came foraging among the leaves. He mistook her for a nut and snatched her up and dashed off with her to his nest in the eaves of an attic. When he saw that she was only a piece of wood, he shoved her out of the nest and she fell to the roof of the porch below. She rolled down the slope of the roof into the rain gutter, and then tumbled onto the copper drain pipe. A cat dozing in the patch of sunlight at the corner of the porch was startled by the sound. He opened his eyes just as Nina rolled out at the end of the drain pipe. He pounced at her, and when Nina rolled away, he pounced again. A little girl was just coming out of the house. Her eye was caught by the sight of the red of Nina's dress. "What have you got there?" she asked the cat as she bent down to look, and she picked up the littlest Martyoshka. "Oh, you found us," she cried, for the little girl was Jessie. She ran upstairs to her bedroom. She wiped Nina carefully with a handkerchief and placed her in a circle with her sisters, so Nina could see all of them, and all of them could see her. Oh, how they rejoiced to be together again. That night, Jessie removed the cotton ball from Nadia, and she put Nina inside of Nadia, and Nadia inside of Vanda, and Vanda inside of Varka, and Varka inside of Olga, and Olga inside of Anna. "Now your sisters are all safe inside of you," said Jessie, and she kissed Anna on her forehead. And Anna smiled the smile that had been painted on by Nikolai, the doll maker in Russia, so long ago. They're all safe together. Now, this place takes place in Russia. So if you picked up one of our activity packets, there's a lot of fun stuff to do in it. If you haven't, you can come by the library and ask for it. And we have a packet like this with a whole bunch of activities that you can do in it. One of the things that we have in there to do is to finish drawing your own. Here, I have this printout, and then there's me drew on that side. I drew that on that side. And so you could do one as well. We also have a map of the country that this took place in that you can do with dot to dot. And we have a little shape here that you can do some fun activities with different colors. We also have a recipe like we do in all of our activities. This one is called compote juice. Compote juice is made of apricots. Here's a picture of what an apricot looks like. You can find those at the grocery store. You'll need about 1 pound of apricots. You'll need some water, and you'll need some sugar, and then you can make your own juice. And this is a juice that they drink in Russia. So I think you'll have fun doing it. So have your parents or caregiver help you out there. You're just squeezing them and putting some sugar in it and cooking it on the stove. So that'll be good. Also, I have some sheets in here of some nesting dolls that you can color and cut out. And we have some cards in there that you can cut each one out, color it, paste it to a card, and you can make your own memory game. So you can turn them over and see if you can remember where you hid that special one and play that game maybe with a sibling or a cousin or a friend. And also we have some paper inside of here to make your own little nesting dolls. Usually the nesting dolls, they can be boy or they can be girl dolls. But normally the smallest one is always a little baby doll. And it can be a baby girl, baby boy, doesn't matter, whatever. But we have some directions. We have some paper that you can fold these and make your own little nesting dolls, and you can put them inside of each other. And then I have another story called Grandma's Party that I have in there. And once you make your nesting dolls, you can tell this story to someone else using the dolls here. So it will be a fun activity. You can have a little show at home or something and show it off and tell somebody the fun story. So there's all kinds of fun things in the packet to do. So if you don't have one, come pick it up here at the library, and we'll hand it to you. If you can't get into the library, you can email me, and I'm gonna put my email up here, and I can send you links to these activities, if you can't get into the library to pick it up, here's my email address, epointer@gcpl.lib.oh.us. So you can just email me and I can send you links. Also use that email address if you did any of these activities. We would love to see them. Send us pictures, show us what your artwork looks like, show us you cooking the recipe, whatever you'd like to share with us, and we can share it with others on our social media. That'll be fun. But I hope you enjoyed our story today. And if you like this type of story, there's more here at the library to check out. And we just ask you to join in. So have a great summer with summer reading, and thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.